This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
Yada, it's your nigga Yukmouth, man, and we rocking out on Only Touch Greatness podcast, baby. Check out the new interview, man. We went in, my friend. Yada, boy.
You're tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
Looking for the most beers on tap?
Great steaks, great staff. Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.
Keep that pirate shirt good.
How you doing? I had to make sure I threw on the Oakland gear and the Marshawn Lynch for you.
Shit, town business, man. Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah. I'm Ryan, by the way. I'm up here in Vancouver, Canada.
All right.
And I'm joined with
Big Mike here in Vancouver, Canada, too, man. Thank you very much for taking the time for us. Appreciate it.
Oh, man, let's get it. Let's get it. Hold on. It's all good. Let's get it going.
Yeah. And I just want to let you, we got Prince Allen joining us.
Yeah, little boy, Prince Allen from KC. Yo, been loving you. Hey, been loving you for years since the motherfucking the Looney's tapes, man. So
good shit, man. Appreciate it, man.
Much love.
This cool, man. KC in the building, man. That's what's up.
You know it. That KC, man, love. You already know already, right?
So, I like that you're drinking because we got a drinking game tonight. It's because it's our special event here. So we got a drinking game every time Prince Allen in Kansas City gives a shout out to a friend that I don't know in Canada, or RIP to somebody else I don't know. We do a drinking game, so you drink your drinks. So
you already know. Yeah. Okay. So that's one thing I'm going to say right now. Free my boy Ryan, the high head, right now. Y'all got to take a shake right now on that one. You know, y'all.
Yeah, somebody I don't know, but I like that guy. Born in Oakland, what was childhood like for you growing up in the 80s?
I mean, I had both sides. I could say I had the ghetto life and I had the better side of life. So growing up with my mom, I was raised in the project, man, the 6-5 Village, man. And it's a project across the street called the 69 Village. Both of those two projects is my neighborhood. It's called the Ville. So just raised in there, man. Section 8, welfare, you know what I mean? Struggling. And my pops had a bag. My pops was a musician, you know what I mean? Engineer, construction worker. So he was working at BMW, you know what I mean? Building engines from scratch, you know what I mean? Plus hustling on the side. So I go stay with him and had a better side of life, you know what I mean? He stayed on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, Sausalito. You know what I mean? Marin City. So when I stayed with him, I went to school out there in Sausalito, school called Bayside. I'm in the 3rd grade and we all had computers at our desks. And this is like 80, I want to say 83, 82, 83. Just like when the computer first came out. And then I go back to the hood, you know, 2 years later, and we sharing books and we, you know, sharing textbook and shit. So when you raised up in a rich area, it was different. You know what I mean? Definitely. So I just had both sides. I had the rich side, you know what I mean, of having money with my dad, and I had the struggle side. So, you know, I got both sides of life. Far as me in the neighborhood, I don't think if I wasn't raised in the circumstances I was in, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I learned how to draw in the projects. You know what I mean? My homeboy, you know what I mean, used to collect comic books, and we used to collect comic books together and start drawing and shit. So that's how I learned how to draw, learned how to do music in my neighborhood. Everybody was rapping, going around beating on their chests and shit, and rapping and write rhymes, beating on tables and shit in cars. So start rapping because of my neighborhood. Another one, I wouldn't be at Rap A Lot if it wasn't for my neighborhood. An artist named Seagram Miller, you know, was the first artist on the West Coast signed to Rap A Lot. Recipe Seagram, he's from my neighborhood. So my neighborhood, I mean, they already had a deal with Rap A Lot in the 80s, you know what I mean? Late 80s, early 90s. So my whole neighborhood was Rap A Lot the fuck out, period. So, you know, fast forward time, you know, on my solo deal, I go to Rap A Lot because my hood was already working at Rap A Lot. A lot of my people were employed over there. You know, the homie was already over there, Seagram. yeah, so it was only right I went to rap a lot. But yeah, just growing up in Oakland, man, I had both sides of the coin, man, and that's what made me become, who I am today.
So a little about me. I'm basically an A&R out in Vancouver, and I was always the middleman on all the tracks. I got tracks sent to me, I sent them out. I did what Khaled did before Khaled made it cool. Okay. And then basically what you brought up a name, Seagram Miller. Octavius that's my buddy Octavius's brother, of course, right?
Right,
the legend.
Right. That's his fan. Yeah.
I'm also from the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, is where I ran into you once back in the day, I believe. And because with Octavius and his award show, right?
Right. Shout out to Octavius, man. Won a lot of awards at the hip hop awards, man. So yeah, that's his brother. So that connection, man, the Seagram Miller connection was a connection to Rap a Lot. You know what I mean? And that's why I ended up going to Rap a Lot. So yeah, this the neighborhood got a lot of history, man. Period. So yeah.
Okay.
Did you play any sports growing up?
Baseball, Little League baseball, and basketball. You know what I mean? I played those two growing up. But was really into just, hustling, man. I was a hustler, man. I threw all that shit out the window and started hustling, man. Period. And once I started hustling, man, that's when I was locked down, started getting locked up so much. That's when I started focusing on rap when I did a year. So if I wasn't hustling and all that shit, I wouldn't even be a rapper. You know what I mean? Because I would have been, if I didn't get caught, hustling, you know what I mean? I don't think I'd be a rapper because I would have probably been back out there hustling and shit. But it sat me down for a year. I had a long time to think. I plotted up the whole shit, thought of the group name, which is the Looney Tunes. I thought of my name, Yukmouth, thought of Numbskull name, Numbskull, drew the Condom Man, the logo, did everything in Juvenile Hall, got out. You know what I mean? I also wrote the Ice Cream Man, everything in Juvenile Hall. Got out, told Numb about the plan. He changed his name to Numbskull. He was the skinny one at first. Changed his name to Numbskull, and we became the Looney Tunes when I got out of jail. The song I wrote in jail, Ice Cream Man, was a song that got us our record deal. I said that to our executive producer. That was just he was. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. He was at the trap, and we turned the drug deal into a record deal. We was there to buy some drugs in a drought. You know what I mean? To buy some coke to, go sell on the block. When it's a drought, that means nobody got to work. You know what I mean? And the price is up. So we knew somebody that had to work, and our executive producer was there at the trap, and he knows Too Short. So we like, yo, fuck this whatever going on right here. We rap. And he like, for real? He like, bust one. So I get up and bust the Ice Cream Man. You know what I mean? And he like, yo, I got my own label. I got my artist named Drew Down. Y'all come to the studio tomorrow, man. I want to sign y'all. So that's how we got our record deal. We turned the drug deal into a record deal. So that's how we got in the game. So all the criminal activity, it all comes together because it all ended, you know what I mean? And it all landed up into hip hop, from me going to jail, writing all the rhymes and coming up with the whole plot of Looney Tunes to actually turning a drug deal into a record deal. So I don't regret, the hustle aspect, because that's how we got signed.
Who really influenced you as a young artist growing up? Like, who did you always want to try to be like, or not be like, but like, did you take stuff from? Look up to?
My favorite artist, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Ice Cube, you know what I mean, NWA, and Ghetto Boys, Scarface, Ghetto Boys. Them was my favorite. Period. And then everything that came up under that, you know what I mean. DOC. I liked Cool G Rap. You know what I mean. I like Rakim. I liked KRS One, Public Enemy. You know what I mean. Big Daddy Kane. Too Short, Hammer, you know what I mean? Because they from my sector, you know what I mean? So they made us, they made Oakland what it was back then, and, you know what I mean? So, just basically them dudes that started this shit, man. You know what I mean? That the first dudes in rap and gangster rap, you know what I mean? That really put on for the West Coast. That's who I look up to.
Okay.
And speaking of Seagrams too, what was one of your favorite Seagrams tracks?
Sleeping in My Nikes, The Ville.
That motherfucker was hard.
The Ville was my number one song, though, man. The song that he made about our neighborhood called The Ville. The Ville, the goddamn Ville.
Ville, yep.
Yeah, that's the anthem in my neighborhood, man. So The Ville is number one. And then Sleeping in My Nikes got to be number two. you know, number 3 is the one that we did, man. Yuck and Seagulls Ride.
I just thought of it now. I should have sent the link to Octavius to drop in.
So I could fuck with it, man. That's my boy.
Yeah,